Well, good morning. Today is Sunday, October 13th. On our way to church. I have a new sweater on, size large. Are you happy, Anita? I have the right size shirt on. I was in the wrong gear, but I got the right size sweater on. It was so hard. I brought in a 1X first, and then I thought, I brought a 1X and an extra large in. And the 1X was really too big. And then I put the extra large on. I thought, let's push our luck and try for an extra, just a large. And I think it fits. It's just, I don't know. Nobody knows what size you wear. So what difference does it make, really? But you want it to look good on you, I guess. But anyway, we have lots of birthdays. I had to write them down. We have six birthdays today. So in no particular order, just the way they appeared on my calendar. Today's Barbara Pask's birthday. So Barbara gets a song. She knew that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Also, it's Billy Knorr's birthday, so Billy gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Billy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, I wasn't sure if they were going to stay in their lane there or come over into mine. Also, Cindy Pope. Cindy gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Also, I'm going to screw up your last name. I am so sorry, Pamela. I think I screwed it up last year, too. Pamela Rentschler. R-E-N-T-S-C-H-L-E-R. Rentschler. It doesn't matter because Pamela gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pamela. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, everybody wants to go, but nobody wants to stop. I don't know why they don't put a light there. There's so much traffic there. I can never figure out why they don't put a light there. Anyway, Susan Robinson says, I don't care about the light, Sandy. Just sing my song. She would never be that rude. No, I would be that rude, but not Susan. Susan gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susan. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And last, but certainly not least, Tanya Guest. Today's Tanya's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, that's all the birthdays that I am aware of. I'm sure there's many, 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 many more, but that's all that told me. And Tanya, you reminded me of my one boss that I had years and years ago when I was like over 300 pounds. And she would always come into the mailroom and she would always belittle me because I was heavy. Not intentionally. I think in her roundabout ways, she thought she was being helpful, but she really wasn't being the least bit helpful. And I almost got written up because, that's your boss and you really can't talk back to them. But, like when I would eat something, she'd say, oh, you went to McDonald's. I thought they sold salads. Like things like that. Oh, you're going to have a snack. I like having apples for my snack. Like little digs like that all the time. And so then the one day she was going out because you had to go through the mailroom to get outside to the smoking area. And she was going out there to get a cigarette. And I was eating a cupcake. And then she said, I'm telling you this for your health. I'm just so worried about you because, like you're eating cupcakes a lot. And, and there's so many other helpful choices that you could bring to work rather than cupcakes. And then I said, very innocently, well, you shouldn't really go outside and smoke a cigarette because that's just as dangerous as my eating poorly is your smoking and putting all those toxins in your lungs. And she said, are you aware of who you're talking to? And I said, I apologize, but you're bringing up my eating habits. I'm just bringing up that you shouldn't be smoking. Okay, we were both brought because she said something to her boss, and then we were both brought in, and it was decided on that day we wouldn't point out anything about each other anymore. and she had Tanya stay longer, because I made the case, like, just because she's my boss and she keeps, telling me things that have nothing to do with my job, she's not correcting me on any of my job issues. It was a personal level attack, I felt. And she didn't say anything in front of Tanya, but she had Tanya stay behind. To me, that's saying something. And so after that, Tanya never said anything. And I'm really sad to say that the following year, Tanya died from lung cancer. So, you can be the skinniest person in the world and not be healthy, because she was kind of skinny. She really was. She wasn't, like maybe 5 or 10 pounds overweight, but she was by no means like me, obese. But, it just, anyway. But I really like her boss, because when I was laid off, a lot of us were getting laid off, and the other girl that was in the mailroom, I knew she was the sole support for her and her husband had a lot of medical issues. So I had made it known that if there was a layoff, even though I had more seniority, to lay me off first, because I was just going for, extra money. It wasn't like I was depending on that money, whereas I knew this girl was depending on that money. So the one day I got called into her office, and I know there was like mass layoffs that day, and I should have said, should I close the door? And she says, why would you say to close the door? Do you think I'm going to reprimand you for something? And I go, no, I think you're going to lay me off. And she says, what makes you think that? And I says, well, I could be wrong. And she says, you know what? Why don't you close the door? And she laid me off, which, that was fine, because I knew it was coming. But I thought that was funny. But we're just a couple minutes early, so I'm going to answer just a couple questions that I had written down. Carla Johnson pointed out that if you put a blue pumpkin, because remember I told you yesterday, look at that, it's really sunny. If somebody carries a purple bucket, that means that they're, disabled or handicapped. But she said if you put a blue pumpkin out, that means that the person is diabetic. So that's good to know. Sue B wanted to know what kind of butter I used. Okay, Sue, I had to go back and look, because I'm thinking, did I do something wrong? And yes, I did. I said that I had a tablespoon of butter for 1 point, and it was actually 2 points. And it's a Land O'Lakes whipped butter. The whipped butter is less points, not 1 point, because I just use like a little half a tablespoon of butter, which is 1 point. But I would think on that piece of bread, because it was a bakery Italian bread, I used a full tablespoon because I wanted it to soak in. But, and I love when you guys point something out that I made a mistake on, because, sometimes I get on the scale and I think, why didn't I lose more? Well, if I didn't count my points right during the week, that would be one of the main reasons. But anyway, Sue, it's Land O'Lakes whipped butter. Sharon Rogers wanted to know if I'm still in the challenge with SMAC Vision. Yes, I am. I didn't mention her this week, and my mind has been on other things, obviously. But no, Angela, the brat, and I are still on track with that. And I did like that Sparkles, Robbie, over at Frekifitwolf, had brought up the other day about he doesn't like watching channels that are competitive. But he was saying, and I didn't take it personally, because I didn't think he was attacking like people that are doing it for fun and encouraging each other. I think he was talking, and I don't like to speak for him, but I think this is the message he was trying to get across, was that he doesn't like when someone's competing with somebody and then doesn't wish them well. Angela and I wish each other well. She texts me every Monday morning when she gets weighed to let me know how well she did, because she does well. And then I always text her after my meetings after I get weighed. Sue slims down. I'm also in a competition with her, and she's about 4 pounds ahead of me. I think she's at 79 and I'm 74.9, so I'm like figure 75. I know it's just 0.1, but I'm going to figure that. But I should probably, and she weighs every day, so I can see how she's doing every day. But and I probably should let her know once a week, because I don't have a problem with that. But no, the brat and I are still going strong. And if anybody wants to challenge Sparkles over at Frekifitwolf, he's looking for somebody to have a friendly challenge with, and to kind of motivate him. He's doing really well. So go over to his channel. If I remember, I'll put a link to his channel. I'll put a link over to the SMAC Vision too, because you can go over there. And Sue Slims Down, because Sue's doing really well. She said her birthday on Friday. And she sang to Jim on the video, and I didn't sing to Jim on my video because Jim doesn't watch my video, but I had him watch her video. So he did see you, Sue, and he liked your voice. And Diane Dravinsky wanted to know what kind of bread I eat. The bread I had yesterday was Italian bread from a bakery, and when I looked it up online, it said, I think it said 3 points. But I usually eat the hillbilly bread by Aunt Millie's, which is a wheat bread, which is 2 points for 1 slice and 3 points for 2 slices. So I don't know for sure. I know it's 2 points for 1 slice. I'm almost positive it's 3 points for 2 slices, but you'd have to look it up to make sure. But if you heard that, that was the bell. That was the bell saying, get your butt in here, Sandy. It's time for church. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm going to stay on track today. Christy's coming over, and we're just going to have the leftover chicken, and I'm going to have a salad, and I think she's bringing some kind of side for hers. We'll see. But I'm going to stay on track today. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.